about the country of Bolivia. So, Bolivia is a landlocked country in the heart of South Africa, bordered by Brazil, Paraguay, Argentina, Chile, and Peru. It features a diverse landscape that includes the towering Andes Mountains, the vast Amazon rainforest, and the high-altitude Altiplano. Bolivia has two capitals, Sucre, its constitutional capital, and La Paz, the administrative capital and the highest capital city in the world. Historically, Bolivia was home to ancient civilization like the Tiwanaku culture and later became part of the Inca Empire before Spanish colonization in the 16th century. It gained independence from Spain on August 6, 1825 and was named after Simon Bolivar, a key figure in South America's independence movement. Bolivia is a vibrant blend of indigenous traditions and colonial influence, with the majority of its population being indigenous, including Quechua and Aymara communities. Spanish is the official language alongside 36 indigenous languages. Bolivia is known for its rich cultural heritage, expressed through traditional music, dance, and festivals like the UNESCO-recognized Carnival de Oruro. Economically, Bolivia is rich in natural resources such as natural gas, minerals like silver and lithium, and agriculture. While it has historically relied on mining, the country is working on diversifying its economy into energy and other sectors. Let's move on to the next one.
Hi, I'm Farisha Albinti Amar Abizi. I'll be presenting about gross national income or GNI and its importance in assessing a country's economic performance. Specifically, we'll focus on the GNI data for Bolivia in recent years and what it reveals about the country's economic trends. To begin, GNI is the sum of value added by all resident producers in an economy, along with product taxes minus subsidies that are not included in the valuation of output. Additionally, it includes net receipts of primary income from abroad, which means compensation for employees and property income. The data is typically expressed in current US dollars for ease of comparison across the countries. One key aspect of GNI calculation is how it is converted into US dollars for international comparison. Usually, the official exchange rate is used, but in cases where there is a significant difference between the official rate and the actual market rate, an alternative rate may be applied. To account for fluctuations in prices and exchange rate, the World Bank uses a special conversion method called the Atlas method. This method averages exchange rate from a given year and the two preceding years, adjusting for inflation differences between the country in question and other major economies like the US, Japan, the UK, and the Euro area. Now, let's look at Bolivia's GNI over the past few years. Starting with 2023, Bolivia's GNI reached approximately $44.65 billion, reflecting a solid growth of 4.63% compared to 2022. This marks a positive trend in the country's overall economic output. In 2022, Bolivia's GNI was $42.67 billion, representing a more significant increase of 7.23% compared to the previous year. This shows that after global economic challenges of 2020, Bolivia was able to recover and show notable growth in 2021 and 2022. Looking at 2021, Bolivia's GNI stood at $39.80 billion, a 9.64% increase from 2020. This was part of a broader global recovery following the pandemic, where Bolivia, like many countries, started to bounce back from the economic downturn. However, in 2020, Bolivia faced a difficult economic year with a decline in GNI to $37.21 billion, representing an 8.21% drop from 2019. This decline can be attributed to the global effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, which severely impacted economies worldwide, including Bolivia. To summarize, Bolivia's GNI showed a steady upward trend over the past few years, with a decline in 2020 followed by strong recoveries in 2021, 2022, and 2023. These fluctuations are influenced by both domestic economic factors and global conditions, such as the pandemic and international market changes. In conclusion, tracking GNI is essential for understanding a country's economic health and its position in the global economy. Bolivia's recent performance demonstrates resilience and recovery, positioning itself for potential growth in the coming years. Understanding the factors behind GNI fluctuations, including exchange rates and inflation, is crucial for making informed economic decisions and comparisons. That's all from me. I'll pass to the next presenter to present her findings. Thank you!
My name is Nur Shazuni Afka and I will explain the main findings about Bolivia's national income. First, let's talk about growth trend. In the last 10 years, Bolivia's income has gone up in some years and down in others. Its growing price for natural gas and mineral were high, but during events like the COVID-19 pandemic or when price fell, the economy slowed down. Next is sector change. Mining is still the largest part of Bolivia's economy because of natural gas and lithium. However, services like tourism and telecommunication are also growing a little, which is good for the future. Lastly, there are expenditure patterns. Most income comes from what is household spend, while the government spend a lot on infrastructure and social programs. But Bolivia doesn't invest much in industries outside mining, which limits growth. Now let's connect the findings to Bolivia's current issue. The first issue is political instability. Frequent leadership change and protests have disrupted the economy. This made it harder for investors to trust the country and slow down big projects. The second issue is dependency on national resource. Bolivians depend a lot on selling natural gas and mineral. This is risk because if global price fall, the country earns less money. Another issue is global commodity price. When price for things like gas drop, Bolivia's economy slowed down. This happened during the pandemic. Lastly, there are social inequality. Even though the economy has grown in some years, many people, especially in rural areas, are still poor. The benefits of growth are not shared equally. Okay, that's all. Now, let's move on to the next presenter.
Today, I want to talk about policy that affect GDP Bolivia. Several government policies in Bolivia have a significant impact on the country's GDP. This policy address challenges such as dependence on natural resources, public debt, and economic diversification. First is natural gas export dependence. Bolivia heavily relies on natural gas export, which constitutes a major portion of its revenue. Declining gas production and falling global prices have reduced export income, significantly impacting GDP growth. Secondly, especially public spending. To maintain economic growth after the 2040 commodity boom, Bolivia increased public spending and domestic credit. While this supported short-term growth, it also led to higher public debt and reduced fiscal reserve. Thirdly, economic diversification effort. The government has emphasized diversifying the economy by promoting tourism, sustainable agriculture, and manufacturing. Its initiative for small and medium-sized enterprises aim to create jobs and reduce reliance on commodities. Next is tax reform. Policy to improve tax collection and reduce evasion has been planned to increase government revenue and finance social programs without escalating public debt. After that is infrastructure investment. To stimulate the economy, Bolivia has focused on infrastructure development, though the effectiveness has been limited by financial constraints. Last but not least, climate change and resources management. Bolivia is increasingly affected by climate-related issues such as drought and deforestation. Policy addressing this challenge are crucial for long-term economic resilience, but also add to fiscal pressure. Lastly is macroeconomic stability and private sector development. The government is seeking to stabilize the economy by addressing structural challenges, promoting private investment, and attracting foreign capital to reduce vulnerability.
Let's move on to the conclusion parts. Bolivia's economy, demography, and policy landscape over the past 15 years have been shaped by both opportunities and challenges. The country's reliance on natural resources, particularly natural gas and mining, has driven economic growth but also made it vulnerable to fluctuations in global commodity prices. Inflation has remained relatively controlled, with government interventions helping stabilize prices in recent years. However, these interventions alongside high public spending have led to fiscal challenges. Apart from that, Bolivia's population growth, reaching approximately 11.8 million in 2024, has created opportunities for labor force expansion. but also increased pressure on infrastructure and social service. Policies have focused on redistributing wealth from social programs, but the heavy dependence on extractive industry continues to cause environmental and sustainability conflicts. Moving forward, Bolivia's economy seeks to reduce its reliance on natural resources like gas and mining by diversifying into industries such as agriculture and renewable energy. Its young population offers potential for growth if supported by investment in education and jobs. In the end, with strong policies, Bolivia can achieve stable growth and improve living standards. That's all. Thank you so much for tuning in.